Welcome back to Easy English Talk podcast.
Hello, everyone, and a massive welcome back to the Easy English Talk podcast. We are absolutely thrilled that you decided to join us for another lesson today. It is always the highlight of our week to sit down and chat with you all.
That is so true, Ryan. If you are new to the family, please do us a huge favor and click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the like button on this video. It honestly helps our channel grow more than you know. Thank you so much.
I'm Ryan, and sitting across from me is the wonderful Priya. On this channel, our main goal is to help you practice real, authentic English in a way that is both simple and actually enjoyable. No boring textbooks allowed here.
Exactly. Today, we are going to tackle a very important topic: how to talk about a job interview in English. We know that a job interview can feel a little scary and make your palms sweat, but don't worry, we've got your back.
That is so true, Ryan. If you are new to the family, please do us a huge favor and click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the like button on this video. It honestly helps our channel grow more than you know. Thank you so much.
I'm Ryan, and sitting across from me is the wonderful Priya. On this channel, our main goal is to help you practice real, authentic English in a way that is both simple and actually enjoyable. No boring textbooks allowed here.
Exactly. Today, we are going to tackle a very important topic: how to talk about a job interview in English. We know that a job interview can feel a little scary and make your palms sweat, but don't worry, we've got your back.
That is so true, Ryan. If you are new to the family, please do us a huge favor and click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the like button on this video. It honestly helps our channel grow more than you know. Thank you so much.
I'm Ryan, and sitting across from me is the wonderful Priya. On this channel, our main goal is to help you practice real, authentic English in a way that is both simple and actually enjoyable. No boring textbooks allowed here.
Exactly. Today, we are going to tackle a very important topic: how to talk about a job interview in English. We know that a job interview can feel a little scary and make your palms sweat, but don't worry, we've got your back.
That is so true. We are going to break it down and show you easy sentences and natural English phrases you can use for interviews. By the end of this, you'll be walking into that interview room feeling like a total boss.
I love that confidence. But before we dive into the serious stuff, Ryan, I have to say, it is an absolutely beautiful day today, isn't it? I feel like I haven't seen the sun this bright in ages.
Yes, it really is spectacular. The sun is shining, the sky is completely clear without a single cloud, and there's a nice breeze. I really like days like this. They just put me in a good mood instantly.
Me too. Sunny days always make me feel happy and energetic. Speaking of having a good time, what did you get up to this weekend? Did you do anything fun or exciting?
Yes, I actually had a really nice chilled-out weekend. On Saturday, I decided to be a bit adventurous and went to a brand new coffee shop that just opened up downtown in the city center.
Ooh, you know I love coffee more than anything. Tell me everything. How was the place? Was it one of those fancy spots with the complicated menus, or was it cozy?
It was great, actually. The atmosphere was cool and the coffee was very strong, which is exactly how I needed to be to wake up. It was also very tasty. I managed to grab a seat by the window and read a book for about an hour.
That sounds absolutely wonderful. There is nothing better than people watching by a window with a hot drink. It sounds very calm and relaxing. I'm a little jealous, honestly.
It really was. I think I will definitely go there again next week if I have the time. But enough about my coffee habits. What about you, Priya? What did you do this weekend?
On Sunday, I decided to get some fresh air, so I went for a very long walk in the park near my house. The flowers are so beautiful at this time of year. It felt like walking through a painting.
Oh, yes. I drove past there and saw them last week. They are incredible. Bright red, yellow, pink. There's so many vibrant colors popping out everywhere right now.
Exactly. The weather was perfect for it, not too hot and not too cold, so I walked for a long time just clearing my head. After that, I met up with a friend and we treated ourselves to some ice cream.
Now you're speaking my language. Ice cream is the perfect end to a walk. I have to ask the most important question of the day. What flavor did you choose?
I had chocolate. It is my absolute favorite. I can never say no to it. It's a classic for a reason. What about you, Ryan? Are you a chocolate fan or do you go for something wilder?
That is a solid choice, but I think strawberry is the best. It's fruity and refreshing. Well, regardless of the flavor debate, it sounds like we both had nice, relaxing weekends to recharge our batteries.
Yes, we certainly did. It's important to rest before a busy week. Okay, now let's stop thinking about snacks and talk about our main topic, job interviews. Let's begin the lesson.
I am ready if you are. It's a big topic, but we can make it simple. So, Priya, where should we start? Do you have a specific question for me to kick things off?
Actually, Ryan, I have a question for you personally. I heard a rumor that you were busy recently. Did you have a job interview recently, or am I imagining things?
Your sources are correct. Yes, I did. I actually had a job interview just last week. It was quite an experience, and it's still very fresh in my memory.
That is great. You are the perfect person to help us today then. Tell me about it. What kind of job was it for? Was it something totally different from podcasting?
The job was at a local cafe. I applied to work as a barista. Since I spend half my life drinking coffee, I figured I might as well get paid to make it.
That makes total sense. A barista is a person who specializes in making and serving coffee, right? It sounds like a lot of responsibility to get the milk foam just right.
Yes, that's right. It is a skill. I love coffee so much, so I thought this job would be perfect for me. Plus, I like the energy of a busy coffee shop in the morning.
It really sounds like a good job for you, especially since you are a morning person. So, how did you find this job? Did a friend tell you, or did you see a sign?
I actually found it online. I saw an advertisement on a big job website while I was scrolling through looking for opportunities. Technology makes it pretty easy these days.
I see. There are so many sites out there. What website was it? I think it helps our listeners to know where to look if they are hunting for a job.
It was a popular job website specifically for our city. I check it every day just to see what's out there. I think keeping an eye on the market is a very good habit.
That is a very good habit indeed. You never know when the perfect role will appear. So, what did you do first after you saw the ad? Did you call the cafe immediately?
No, I didn't call them. First, I sent my CV. For those listening, my CV has all the information about my old jobs, my skills, and my education history.
Yes, a CV or a resume is very important when you want a job. It is essentially your first introduction to the company. So, you sent your CV. What happened next?
Then came the hard part. I waited for 1 whole week. I must have checked my email 1,000 times every day. I was checking it at breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I completely understand. Waiting can be very difficult and stressful because you just don't know what they're thinking. Did you start to worry they wouldn't reply?
Yes, I was starting to lose hope a little bit. But after 1 week, I finally got an email notification. The cafe invited me to come in for an interview.
That is wonderful news. The waiting paid off. You must have been very excited to finally get that invitation after staring at your phone for 7 days.
I was thrilled. I called my best friend right away to tell him the good news. It felt like a small victory just getting the interview invite.
And then the big day arrived and you went to the interview. Be honest with me, Ryan. Were you nervous or were you cool as a cucumber?
Oh, believe me, I was very nervous. My hands were freezing cold and I felt a little shaky. It doesn't matter how many times you do it, The nerves always show up.
I am the exact same way. I always get nervous before an interview, too. It is completely normal to feel that way. What did you do to calm down and feel less nervous?
I tried to ground myself. I took a deep breath to steady my heart rate. I also practiced my answers with my friend beforehand, which really helped me prepare.
That is very smart, Ryan. Role-playing and practice always help me feel more prepared, too. So, tell us the details. Where was the interview held?
It was right there at the cafe. I walked in and met the manager. Her name was Sarah. Meeting in the actual workspace was nice because I could see the vibe.
That helps a lot. Was she nice? Sometimes managers can be very serious and intimidating during interviews, which makes it harder to speak.
Yes, thankfully, she was very nice and friendly. She smiled at me as soon as I walked in, and that immediately helped me feel less nervous and more welcome.
That's good to hear. A friendly face always helps you relax and speak better English. What was the first thing she actually said to you when you sat down?
She started very politely. She said, "Hello, Jack. Thank you for coming today. Please sit down." It was a very standard, polite greeting that put me at ease.
That is a very normal start. That is good for our listeners to know. It's usually quite formal at first. And then what happened? Did she jump right into the hard questions?
Pretty much. Then she looked at my CV and said, "So, tell me a little about yourself." It's the classic opener, isn't it?
Yes, that is a very common interview question. It seems easy, but it's actually tricky. What did you say to impress her?
I said, "My name is Ryan. I am from this city. I like people and I like coffee very much. I am a hard worker and I learn fast." I tried to keep it relevant to the job.
That is a great answer. It was simple, clear, and confident without being arrogant. You connected your personality to the role perfectly. What was the next question?
She asked me, "Why do you want to work here?" She wanted to know if I actually cared about her specific cafe or if I just wanted money.
And what did you say? That's an important question because employers want to see passion. You didn't just say, "because I need cash," right?
No, definitely not. I said, "I love your cafe. I come here often. The coffee is very good and the people are friendly. I want to be a part of this place."
Wow, Ryan, that is an excellent answer. It shows you know the cafe as a customer, and it shows you really like the atmosphere. Flattery works.
Thank you. I felt proud of that answer because it was the truth. I practiced it many times in front of the mirror, so I didn't stumble over the words.
You should be proud. It sounded very natural. Did she ask about your background? Usually they want to know if you can actually do the tasks.
Yes, she did. She asked me, "Do you have any experience as a barista?" She needed to know if I knew how to work the espresso machine.
And do you? I know you drink a lot of coffee, but making it for hundreds of people is a different story. What did you tell her?
I have a little experience. I worked at a small coffee shop for 3 months last year, and I told her that. It wasn't a long time, but it was enough to learn the basics.
That is good. It is important to talk about your past experience, even if it was short. It counts. What did you tell her you did at that coffee shop?
I told her I made coffee, I cleaned tables, and I talked to customers. I wanted to show her that I understand the job is about cleaning and service, not just pouring drinks.
That is perfect experience for a barista job. You hit all the key points. What other questions did she ask you? Did she ask the dreaded strengths question?
She certainly did. She asked, "What are your strengths?" I always worry that I will sound like I am bragging when I answer this one.
Oh, yes. Many people find that question difficult, but you have to sell yourself. What did you say your strengths are?
I said I am a fast learner and I'm very good with people. I also said I am always on time. I really hate being late, so that is a genuine strength of mine.
Those are very good strengths for a service job. Managers love punctual employees. Did she ask about the opposite side, your weaknesses?
Yes, she did. That question is always difficult for me. You don't want to say something terrible like, I am lazy, but you have to be honest.
I understand completely. It is not easy to talk about weaknesses without making yourself look bad. How did you handle that tricky situation?
I said, sometimes I try to do too many things at the same time, but I'm learning to make a list and do one thing at a time. I tried to show a solution.
That is a very strong answer, Ryan. It is honest, and it also shows you are trying to improve yourself. That is not a bad weakness at all. It just shows you are ambitious.
Thank you. I thought about that answer for a long time because I wanted to turn a negative into a positive. It was a relief when she nodded her head.
It was definitely worth the preparation. So, what was the next question? Did she ask about your schedule?
Yes. She asked me about my availability, basically what hours I can work. This is crucial for cafes because they open early and close late.
And what did you tell her?
I said I can work in the morning and in the afternoon. I told her I'm free every day except Sunday. I need at least one day off to recover.
That is very clear. It is important to be honest about your time so there are no misunderstandings later. Did she ask about the money?
Not directly, but she told me the salary for the job. She was very open about it. She said it was good, which made me want the job even more.
Okay, that is helpful. Money is awkward to talk about, so it's good she brought it up. And how was your English during the interview? Was it okay?
I think my English was okay. I spoke slowly and clearly. I tried to use simple words instead of trying to be fancy and getting confused.
That is the best way. It is always better to speak slowly and clearly than to speak fast and make mistakes. Confidence is better than speed.
I agree. There was one moment when I didn't understand a question she asked. I panicked for a second, so I said, "Could you please repeat the question?"
That is a very smart idea. It is completely okay to ask someone to repeat themselves. It is better to ask again than to give a wrong answer because you guessed.
Exactly. She repeated the question slowly, and then I understood perfectly. It wasn't a big deal at all. She was very patient.
Perfect. That is a great lesson for everyone listening. So, after all the questions and answers were finished, what happened next?
After the questions, she told me more about the job. She talked about the working hours, the salary, and the team I would be working with.
That sounds like a very thorough interview. Did you have any questions for her? It is always good to ask a few questions to show you're interested.
Yes, I actually had two specific questions prepared. My first question was, what do you like best about working here? I wanted to see if she actually enjoyed her job.
That is a very smart question, Ryan. It feels friendly and makes a good conversation, rather than just a robotic Q&A session. It puts the interviewer at ease, too.
Thank you. She seemed to really appreciate it. She smiled and told me she loves her team because they are like a family, which was exactly what I wanted to hear.
That is a wonderful thing to hear. A toxic workplace is the worst. And what was your second question? I'm curious what else you wanted to know.
I asked, what is a typical day like for a barista here? I wanted to know if I'd be scrubbing floors all day or actually making coffee.
That is another excellent question. It shows you were thinking seriously about the job mechanics. It proves you aren't just looking for a paycheck, about looking for a routine.
Yes, exactly. She described the busy morning rush, making many coffees quickly and talking to regular customers. It sounded chaotic, but in a good way.
It sounds like a busy but fun job where the time passes quickly. So how did the interview actually end? Did you shake hands or just wave goodbye?
We shook hands, and she said, "Thank you for coming today, Ryan. It was very nice to talk to you. We will call you next week." It was very polite.
So now you are in the waiting game. That is always the hardest part. You just sit by the phone hoping it rings, right?
Yes, I am waiting, and honestly, it is very hard. I want to know the result right now. I hate the suspense. It's like watching a movie and pausing before the ending.
I totally understand. Waiting is absolutely the most difficult part. But you did a great job, Ryan. You prepared well and answered clearly, so have some faith.
I hope you are right. But enough about me. Have you had a job interview recently, Priya? Or have you been lucky enough to avoid them?
Actually, yes, I have. I had an interview about 2 months ago for the job I have right now. It wasn't too long ago, so I remember it well.
Oh, really? I didn't realize it was that recent. Tell me about it. Was it different from my coffee shop interview or pretty similar?
It was quite different, actually. My interview was entirely on the computer via a video call. I didn't even leave my house.
A video call? That is very modern. Was it easy or difficult? I feel like technology adds a whole new layer of stress to the situation.
It felt a little strange at first. I was sitting in my bedroom, but the interviewer was staring at me from my computer screen. It's hard to make eye contact.
That is the way of the world now. I think I would feel more nervous in a video call because I'd be worried the Wi-Fi would cut out.
I was nervous about the internet too. But here is the funny part. I wore a very nice, professional shirt, but I was secretly wearing my pajama pants underneath.
No way. Are you serious? That is hilarious. That is the classic work from home trick. Business on top, party on the bottom.
Yes, really. I was so comfortable. But shh, it is our little secret. No one knows except for you and everyone listening to this podcast right now.
Don't worry, Priya. Your secret is safe with, well, thousands of people. So what questions did they ask? Were they the same as mine?
They were actually quite similar. They asked, "Tell me about yourself," and "Why do you want this job?" But then they asked, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?"
In 5 years? Wow, that is a heavy question. I don't even know what I'm having for dinner tonight. What did you say to that?
I played it safe. I said, "I see myself in the same company, learning new things and growing with the team. I want to become a better professional."
That sounds like the perfect answer. They also asked me a question about problem solving, which threw me off for a second.
Problem solving? That sounds serious. What does that mean in the context of a coffee shop? Did they want you to fix the espresso machine?
Not mechanically. It means how you handle a bad situation. For example, they asked, if a customer is unhappy with their drink, what do you do?
Oh, I see. That is a really good behavioral question. They want to see your customer service skills. What did you say?
I said, first, I listen to the customer without interrupting. I say, I'm sorry you are unhappy. How can I help? Then I make them a new drink immediately.
That is a great answer. It shows you are calm, patient, and helpful. You didn't get defensive, which is exactly what they are looking for.
Thank you. I think the most important thing in an interview is to just be yourself and be prepared. You can't go wrong if you practice beforehand.
Yes, that is very true. Speaking of practice, let's do a quick role play for our viewers so they can hear the rhythm. I'll be the interviewer first.
A role play? Okay, you're putting me on the spot, but I like this idea. I am ready. Let's do this.
All right, here we go. Putting on my serious manager voice now. Hello. Thank you for coming to the interview today. Please tell me about yourself.
My name is Ryan. I am a friendly person, and I really enjoy working in a team environment. I'm a hard worker, I am always on time, and I am excited to be here.
Very good. And tell me, why do you want to work for our company specifically, rather than the shop down the street?
I think your company is excellent. I use your products every day, and I like them very much. I want to be a part of the team that creates them.
Great answer. Now, let's talk about skills. What would you say are your biggest strengths?
I am very organized, and I like to make lists to stay on track. I'm also good at talking to people. I'm a natural listener.
And now for the hard one. What are your weaknesses?
Sometimes I worry too much about small details. But now I always ask a friend or a colleague to check my work. It helps me feel more confident and move faster.
That is a very good answer. It shows self-awareness. Okay, cutting the scene there. That was great, Ryan.
Whew, I felt the pressure there for a second. Practicing like this is very helpful. You can practice with a friend or even in front of a mirror.
Yes, the mirror is a good friend. It never gets tired of listening to you, and it never judges your outfit, even if you were wearing pajama pants.
That's true. So, to summarize, for everyone listening, remember to be on time, be polite, and just be your authentic self.
And don't forget to ask questions at the end. Asking questions shows that you are interested and engaged in the conversation.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about what to do after the interview. The work isn't done just because you walked out the door.
What do you mean? Do you mean celebrating with a donut? Or is there something professional we need to do?
Well, donuts are good, but after you leave, it is a very good idea to send a short email to say thank you to the interviewer.
Oh, right. I almost forgot about that step. Did you do that? Did you send an email to Sarah the next day?
I sure did. I sat down and wrote, "Dear Sarah, thank you for your time yesterday. I enjoyed our conversation. I am very interested in the barista position. Best, Ryan."
That is a perfect email. It is short, polite, and it reminds her who you are without being annoying. It keeps you fresh in her mind.
I really hope it helps. I'm still waiting for her call, but at least I know I did everything I could.
You know, Ryan, while we were talking, I heard you use some very important words for job interviews. We should probably explain them clearly for our listeners.
That is a fantastic idea. It's always helpful to understand the key vocabulary so you don't get lost. Which word should we start with?
Let's start with the classic, CV. You said, I sent my CV. What exactly is a CV for those who might use a different word?
A CV is a document. It is usually 1 or 2 pages that tell a company the most important information about your professional life.
That's right. It usually lists your contact details, like your name and email, and your education history, what school or university you went to.
And most importantly, it has your work experience. In some countries, like the US, people often say resume, but CV and resume basically mean the same thing here.
Good to know. The next word is specific to your new job, barista. You mentioned this is the job title you applied for.
Yes, a barista is a person who works in a coffee shop. Their main job is to make different kinds of coffee, like espresso, cappuccino, and lattes.
But it's not just pressing buttons, right? A barista also talks to customers, handles money, and keeps the cafe clean. It's a multitasking job.
It's very social. The next word is a big one, strengths. We practice this in the role play. This word means the skills you are best at.
Can you give some examples? If someone asks, what are your strengths? They want to know why they should hire you.
Exactly. One common strength is, I am a hard worker. This means you try your best and you don't give up easily when things get tough.
Another good one is, I am organized. This means you like to make plans, you know where your things are, and you aren't messy.
I like that one. And my favorite is, I am a team player. That means you work well with other people and don't cause drama.
Companies absolutely love team players. Now, the opposite of strengths is weaknesses. This is often the hardest part of the interview.
It really is. Weaknesses are the things you are not so good at yet, the areas where you need improvement. But you have to be careful here.
Right. You should be honest, but don't sabotage yourself. For example, never say, I am always late, or I hate working. That is a bad idea.
Definitely not. A better example is, sometimes I get nervous speaking in front of big groups, but I am practicing to get better. Turn the negative into a positive.
Perfect. That shows growth. The last word we used today was opportunity. That is a beautiful word, isn't it?
It is. An opportunity is a good chance to do something. A job interview is an opportunity to get a new job. Learning English is an opportunity to change your life.
Wonderful. Let's create a tiny story using all these words so our listeners can hear them in context. I'll let you start.
Okay. I saw a great opportunity for a job as a barista, so I sent my CV to the cafe.
Then, in the interview, I talked about my strengths, like being a hard worker. I also admitted my weaknesses, but showed how I am fixing them.
That sums it up perfectly. It makes the interviewer remember you. It shows you are polite, professional, and that you really want the job.
And then, you wait. I know you said waiting is hard, Ryan, but try to stay busy while you wait for that phone call.
You were right. While you wait, you should continue your normal life. Go for a walk, meet friends, and maybe even prepare for the next application just in case.
That is a very positive mindset. So, to summarize, prepare well, be confident, say thank you, and keep moving forward no matter what happens.
And always be yourself. If you're yourself, you will eventually find the right job that fits you perfectly.
Perfectly said. Now, we have our question of the day for all of our amazing viewers. We love reading your comments, so get your keyboards ready.
Today's question is, what is the best or worst interview you ever had? Did you spill coffee on your shirt? Did you nail it?
Please tell us your story in the comments below. We read every single one. Whether it's funny or scary, we want to hear about it.
Absolutely. And if you have never had an interview before, tell us, what is your dream job? What do you hope to be one day?
I love that question. It's always good to dream big. Ryan, I have a feeling you are going to be a great barista.
Thank you, Priya. And before we go, we want to say a massive thank you to everyone for spending your time with us today.
We know you're busy and have lots of choices, so we are so happy you chose to practice English with us. You are doing great work.
Remember, every day you practice, your English gets a little better. It's a journey, and we're proud of you for showing up.
So keep studying, keep practicing, and never give up on your goals. You've got this.
From all of us at Easy English Talk Podcast, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.